Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing? Oh, Jason's here. Hey, Jason, how are you doing today? Got everything set up a little differently. It may take me a minute to get ready here. Kevin's here. Thanks, Kevin. Great to see you. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to do some tube screamering. We got the road tested. Got the old TS9 here today. I've also got an old Sparkle drive we could try too if you want more like a TS808. Not that big a difference. A little bit tighter sounding with this one, but we can do a whole lot of cool stuff today. The first thing I'd like to do is I would like to test the let me make sure. There you go. This one, the drive here. This is supposedly some sort of a tube screamer. Is it a TS? No, what kind of tube screamer? I don't know. It's just a positive grid model of a tube screamer, and looking forward to that. We'll see. We'll put that to the test. We're on the consensus is that this orange, the clean side of this orange amp. Thank you, Jason, for that. The consensus is that it's a go-to clean patch. It's a go-to. It's my go-to. Something we came up with when we were doing something that we came up with a while ago. So let's go ahead and take a look. Why not? Okay, so what I have this on a pretty normal setting for me, and we have the let's see here. We got 1 o'clock on the tone. We have about 11:30 on the drive, and on the level we have about 12:30, 1 o'clock. There we go. Everybody can get in on this picture. There. Let's move all this stuff out of the way. Okay. All right. So that's where we're about there, and this is what it sounds like without it. Here's the clean sound. Sounds nice. Little delay in there. I hear a little delay, a little reverb in there, but sounds pretty nice. So turn it back on. This is what you get. All right, you get a little rasp, some mids, a little sustain. And this is the humbucker. Here's the single coil neck. So what I'm going to do, let's go over to the drive here, and let's set up their tube screamer. Get this microphone closer to me. Let's set up their tube screamer with the same settings. So we have, let's see here, we're about there. And tone, we're pushing the tone a little bit right there. And the level's about the same, okay? So here's this Tube Screamer. We'll do this on... Let's do it on the neck humbucker. This is the sound of this green pedal on the neck humbucker. I'm just gonna play a bunch of pattern 1. And then let's turn it off and then turn this one on. What do you think? What do you think, Jason? What do you think, Kevin? What do you think, Dean? Dean's here. All right, the group is forming as we speak. So that was the model. This is the real deal. This is where I hear the difference the most. It's very subtle on those 2 low chords, 2 power chords. Here's the real pedal. I'm hearing more lows from the pedal. That's the pedal. In a mix, I don't think I could tell the difference. I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. They both play, they track really nicely. They don't fight you, both of them. This one feels the pedal feels a little less compressed feeling than the Tube Drive, but I'm getting really picky here. Let's do that. Let's see what that sounds like on both of them. That was the positive grid. Here comes the Ibanez. I'm thinking that there's a little more sustain on the... Yeah, there's a little more sustain on the model. Maybe a little more drive. So I'm going to add some drive to this. And I think it was a little brighter, so I'm going to add a little. Let's see if I can make... the pedal sound just like the model. It should be the other way around. Does it just sound like I'm playing the same pedal the whole time when I'm switching? Are you hearing a big difference? I'm curious. Anyone? Jason? Kevin? Dean? Anyone? All those folks out there I see that are watching on YouTube right now. So that's into the clean amp. We're going to try a bunch of different things. We're going to try putting it into some dirty amps, how you would use a Tube Screamer for that. For the regular like blues lead, and then we'll also do like something heavy where you would with a like a Mesa type sound, and why you would use a Tube Screamer as well. Also, I do want to try the Sparkle Drive before we're done. We will be cutting out of here probably around 4:40, 4:45, something like that. I have a coaching class to do at 5 o'clock, so I'll be getting ready for that. So let's see here. Let's give the no problem, Dean. Sorry, working and listening sounds the same. Yeah, they're very close. It's very close. Very close. All right, let me get situated here real quick, or else I'm just gonna lose my earbuds here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and push the amp here the way a lot of people will do with a sounds a little less like a pedal. A little less gain here, a little less distortion, a little bit more gain. Okay, so the more of the same on this amp. Let's go to some sort of a Fender amp here. Let's try this on a Fender amp. Okay, so here's our Fender amp. I'm gonna quickly dial this in. Get some highs into it. Back the lows off a little bit. Where's the middle? Here's the middle. We'll get a little, scoop it out a little bit so you can hear the mids happen. All right, so I'm going to put everything back at noon on the pedal, on the Tubescreamer here, and we're going to see what happens now. Yeah, so this to me feels more natural. Got to find out where the camera is. Got a lot of cameras going. This one feels to me, it sounds more natural into a Fender model instead of the orange. It kind of, I guess you could say, it soaks up all the mids that this pedal's pushing out. Maybe I'm just comfortable with this because this is what I've used for years, is the Fender with the Tubescreamer. Nice. Doing a lot of blues today. Let's crank up the blackface here. Let's crank the gain up. Bring the volume down a little bit. And we'll push it a little bit too. See how hairy. Okay, you know, it sounds like a regular blues, kind of a blues amp with the Tubescreamer in front of it. Let's see, but I did hear where the mids went away. Because this amp is so scooped. Before we start doing some more high gain stuff, I would like to switch over to the Sparkle Drive and see what the difference is for that. See what we've got here. What's the difference with a Sparkle Drive? This is the old Voodoo Lab Sparkle Drive. It has a blend knob in it, so you can hear what your clean signal sounds like. Okay, so let's hear what we got here with the tone. It's nice. Now This is with the clean all the way off. And I can already tell that this is more of an 808 sound than a TS9 sound. Yeah, it already puts me in a different place. I'm playing differently just from going into this pedal. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to take the clean. We're going to blend in some of the amp, the clean amp. So we're going to have now... We're going to have the overdrive signal, and we're going to have the clean signal. Use this pedal a long time. That's fun. That's fun. Okay, so now that's what we sound like. That's let's see how much gain is on this thing too. Is this video for other people or is it just for me? I'm just having fun with this. Let's crank the gain on this. Oh, that's a little more gain than on the regular Tubescreamer. Very cool. Cool tones. Especially some rhythm gets good pretty neat, pretty neat. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to do today was I wanted to put the Tubescreamer in front of a little bit more gained up amps to push them a little bit, but also push the mids. So let's pick kind of a Marshall-y kind of sound here. Let's go for a Marshall type sound. So what we got? We've got here's the 45. Here, let me turn this pedal off. Let's do the Plexi. Let's do that. What was that modern more? No. What was the more modern Marshall that we were doing the other day? Was it this one? Might have been the Ingve. Yeah. That may be I think that's the one we're going to go with here. Okay, so we've got... Right. So that's where... This is just the amp. We're getting into high gain territory here. Not quite there, but... So I'm going to put the, I'm going to turn the clean off on the Sparkle drive. And I'm going to put everything else at noon. Noon. And then we'll take a look here. We'll see what we've got. So let's just say you did this like a clean boost. You're just stomping on it. Let's see what happens to everything at noon first. Here we go. Okay, so it has that kind of, that Marshall kind of whiny type sound when you push it a little bit. So let's lower the gain on the pedal. And let's push the volume. So we're just slamming the front of the amp a little bit. Lower the gain. This is kind of, what do they call it? Kind of a Hendrixy, Robin Trower. I'm on single coil right now. And then you go all the way up, put the humbucker in. Yeah, nice. You're in the classic rock, blues-based classic rock territory. That's pretty nice. I like that. Now I turned the gain down on this one a little bit. I'm gonna try this over on. I'm gonna go back to the Plexi and see what we got there. See if the Plexi, which is a lower gain amp, if we crank that, see if we get into the same kind of area with these two. Okay, so turn the pedal off. Let's see how much gain we can get out of this Plexi here. Should we do what all the old players did, was just put it all on 10? Treble, middle, bass. Okay, so that's the Plexi, everything all the way up. Let's push it a little bit with the Sparkle Drive. So you can get kind of a melodic. I don't want to play the whole song. Something's inspired by that. But I'm definitely hearing the mids in there. So let's try and EQ the amp a little bit. See if we can get a really nice lead tone with this. Let's get these. Okay, so we got some mids out of there now. Not bad. Not too bad. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is I'm going to oh, I missed a whole bunch of chat. Here we go. What do we got? So let's see here. David's here. Hey David, how you doing today? Hope you're doing good. Kevin says also working, also sounded close to me. Okay, cool. Yeah, and you put that in at 4:15, and I'm just now getting it. So there's a lag in the comments there. Jason says, enjoy yourself. It's inspiring. Okay. Thanks. I'm enjoying myself. This is fun for me, you know? Will it chug? I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Let's try to see if it'll chug. I have to change picks too. I've been liking using these really thick Dunlop picks that are beveled on the edge, so like jazz picks. There's Gary. Yeah, I was starting to go into Gary Moore territory there. Caught myself before I did the whole deal. I'd probably be all right if I did it anyway. Well, who knows? Okay, so let's see. Let's get into that. Let's get into the Will It Chug section. So we're gonna get kind of a Mesa type sound. That's a little loose on the low end, but it's got that kind of gain that sounds good. And then we're gonna add the Tubescreamer, and you know, maybe we'll get into like a Metallica type situation there or not. So we're gonna go straight to the tread plate, and you can hear with the tread plate here, it's not super tight. You know, it's not super tight. Okay, so when you're trying to play some of the lower, let me try that with this pick. It's not too bad. So let's get the controls here. And I'm just going to leave the controls where they are, and I'm going to add the pedals. So a lot of times you'll see the gain, especially for like a metal type thing or an old school metal type thing, the gain is down low and the volume is cranked as we have here. So what did that do? Automatically tightened it up. Right? So, if I turn this off, hear the difference? Hear how kind of flubby that is? And then we do with the Sparkle Drive. Tightens that right up. Gets rid of a lot of that scooped sound, so it makes it a fuller sound. Not necessarily, you know, like a mid-heavy sound, but this will do like some Government Mule style stuff too, some jam band stuff. Just don't roll your volume up all the way. But then as soon as you start to roll the volume up, yeah, so that's the other way. And you know, when I remember growing up, we used to go to this music store. It was in Wilmington, Delaware. We would go over to this music store, and they'd always recommend all these metal kids that are starting to play guitar. They would always recommend buying a Tubescreamer. And they would go home, they plug it into the amp, and without any distortion on the amp, and just play it the way we were playing it earlier, in like a blues type setting, right? And that wasn't what they were wanting. They were wanting some of this, right? They were wanting some of what Jason's talking about right there. And the whole deal was, you know, you hear all your favorite players, they use tube screamers, but they used them in front of distorted, already big stack amplifiers. So these people, all these tube screamers, I remember you could get them cheap. You know what it was? There was those, the bug looking ones. Do I have that anywhere? It was, this isn't a tube screamer. This is it's dusty. Let's see if I can get the dust off of here. This is an echo machine. Oh, wait, wrong. There we go. Super dusty. I don't use this. I don't even know if it works. This is an echo machine, but there was the sound tank version of the tube screamer. You could get those for like $10. They were everywhere because they'd sell them to all these kids thinking, and the kids thought, oh, well, I'll get metal sounds because that's what, I don't know, James Hetfield or whoever was putting a tube screamer in front of a metal amp. But yep, there it is. And these things, the switches on these were real crap. You know, they were just, sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know if this thing still works or not, but I should have bought them all. I'm sure they're worth a lot more money now than they were back then. So anyway, there we go. That's, I was wanting to run the gamut of what you would do with a tube screamer. And I think we did it. We did that all into the Spark, and we got the same results that you would get. In fact, the tube drive, this one here, let's try this. Let's turn the Sparkle drive off, and let's try the same thing on this Mesa real quick before I go. So here's the amp. You can hear it's kind of, if you're going to hit those low, that's what you're looking for, like for the high gain stuff. You know, the tight low end. Everybody wants a tight low end. Oh, goodness. And let me set this up where we had it on the Sparkle drive. Let's see if it does the same kind of deal. We did the tone right here. Yep. Yeah, this is a good model. The tube screamer. If this is a sound that you want. I know Dean's got the blues driver. Let's plug that. Now, you know what? I'm going to do a whole blues driver show. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask Dean every pedal he has, and we're just going to feature every single one of them. Or Jason. What pedals do you have, Jason? You got a couple of them? We'll just feature every single one of that you have. You just come over, bring them all over here, and we'll turn this into a pedal show. Actually, we're going to be doing a lot more guitar stuff too. We're going to be talking about guitar things too. Not just gear type stuff, but the Spark stuff, you know, YouTube seems to think, you know, they like the Spark stuff for me. So I'm doing a few more of those things. But really I do this because I have a lot of students who have this, and I know that, I know that Kevin is getting one. What's today? Thursday? They're all blending together these days. So Thursday, it's Friday. Kevin's got his on the way. He's got a couple too. Yeah, man. You know, maybe we'll start a gear channel. You know, from a distance. Okay. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out with me today, this afternoon. I'm gonna close it up in a few minutes. So, hey, Kevin just said, he says, I get my Spark tomorrow. Awesome. It's a lot more fun than I thought it was. It's a lot more fun. I taught with it. Usually I'll teach with all my pedal board stuff, and I've got it the way I want it. But I did, what did we do? We did the Academy group class yesterday, and I just kept the same settings on and used that to teach with. And it was sounding great. Sounded great. One thing I will say though is I'm not using the speaker in this. I have it plugged into my board, so everything is direct through the headphone out. Let's see what let's try the Let's see, that's not the one I want. Let's try the clone drive. There you go. Not the amp I would use either. If I was gonna do this right. Was it this one? Yeah. And we have to do a lot of switch accent. I liked that too. If I was gonna do something heavy, that would be the one. Is this a Friedman? Yeah. Okay. All right. That's enough. That's enough of me having fun today. Maybe Kevin, are you working at home tomorrow or are you at work? Are you going to bring your Spark to work tomorrow? Should bring the Spark to work, you know? Let everybody else enjoy it. Yeah. Okay. All right, everybody. I'm going to take off. I'm going to get ready for, give myself a couple minutes before we head on into the coaching class where we're moving on. We're doing chord construction. So I'm actually making a whole, he says he's in the office. Bring it to the office. Everyone needs to know the joys of the Spark. Today is going to be the chord construction week 4. And this is a really, it's a game changer once you can do this stuff. It's once you can really leave the whole, I play this C chord here and maybe I'll play this one here, but here, and maybe this one here. I'll do these. These are the C chords that I'm going to use. And once you get rid of that and you're like, oh yeah, I got to see here, I got to see here. I got to see here, right? I got to see here. I got to see here. I got to see here. And then you get into the 7th chord. So I got a minor 7th here, minor 7th here, right here. Wherever your hand is, you've got the chord that you need. And when you're able to build those things quickly, that changes everything. Not just for chords. The fact that you might be playing in a scale pattern somewhere and you're like, man, it'd be nice to hit some strong notes, or man, it'd be nice to comp a couple chords in between there, and you've got them right where you want them. You're done searching around, and really, it's a real game changer. I have fun teaching it, and I'm putting it together for a course too. So it's going to be fun. Okay, everybody, have a great rest of your day. Tomorrow we'll hear all about Kevin's Spark at the office. Okay.